Yeah, so I've had some big news that I've been waiting on for quite a while, which is the release date of Bandai Namco's blockbuster RPG, Tales of Arise. So we finally have an idea when it's coming out, which is the 10th of September this year, as well as the fact that they've now confirmed that there's standalone versions for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. So I've wanted to talk about this game for a while. There's been some tidbits of news released over the last couple months, but this is the big one that everyone was waiting for. So it made sense to kind of just go, okay, now we're going to talk about Tales of Arise. And I love the Tales games, but I still have yet to play the vast majority of them. So I played through, I'm a big fan of Tales Symphonia. Vesperia is one of my top games of all time, probably my favorite RPG of all time at this point, or JRPG. And I quite like what I've played through so far of Tales of Berseria as well, which is the last game in the series, which came out in 2016. So they announced an indefinite delay last year. So everyone we didn't have an idea how far it actually was. So it's great that we're now essentially, yeah, we're getting it. It's very soon. It's arriving worldwide, pretty much. I think it's on that 10th of September. I think Japan gets it the day earlier. So yeah, as I said, it's coming to PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. No Switch version, but I think it's probably a bit much for the Switch this game. It'd be cool if they ported. I know they ported Vesperia, but it'd be cool to see some older ports of the games on the Switch and other platforms. And apparently, the PS4 and Xbox One versions will have a free upgrade to next gen, which is great, of course. So, Arise is the 17th game in the Tales series in the main line series. There's been some spin offs, quite a few actually. And as I said, it's the first since 2016, so it's been a good wait for fans of Tales games. And sorry, you were about to say what?
I was just gonna say, like, I'm still surprised that someone from marketing hasn't changed the naming convention of the Tales series.
To
Well, I genuinely, I know that, like, obviously you're gonna think this is dumb, but I think there's a lot of people out there that don't understand that this is a series. Like, they've actually heard of like Tales of Symphonia and, you know, Tales of Fantasia, like, these old games. But I don't think everyone actually understands it's one continuous series, like this Tales of series.
I mean, people that are into these games generally do.
No, I'm not
So
saying that. Of course they know, but I'm saying the casual gamer, like even a gamer, I don't think they necessarily know that this is like a long running series like Final Fantasy.
I agree. It's not on that. It hasn't hit that mainstream level, even though it's not. It's been around since the Super Nintendo days. But
Because I'm
it's. I
surprised that they
understand.
didn't
I
call
understand.
it Tales 17, Tales of Arise or something like that, you know?
But I mean, the kind of they got a the naming convention early on, and they wanted to stick with it.
Mm.
So, but yeah. So alongside the announcement, they've shown off a new story trailer and actually a really good chunk of gameplay. And I've really avoided mm, actually looking too much into what this game is because I really want to be surprised with this game. Um, and it was good to honestly kind of check out some gameplay for the first time. It does look very close to what I've played of Berseria as opposed to the like your Symphonia of Vesperia style of battle systems. But it's the game will also run at 60 frames or have options for 60 frames or 4K graphics options. I think we've said before it's kind of like, well, that's probably what we're going to get for most games, either or.
Mm.
But the devs are really pushing this new, they're calling atmospheric shader. Now, obviously, it's just marketing lingo, but they're really pushing the fact that they've got this new graphic style to get more of a watercolor anime look to the characters in the world. And it will actually have the most anime cutscenes in the whole series. So that's actually been a huge part of the Tales games. They always get anime studios to do the cutscenes, and they're fantastic. They've even done movies, like they did a Vesperia movie and everything. And it's created by Ufotable, who've done the cutscenes for a whole bunch of past games, as well as Code Vein and things like that. But from a gameplay standpoint, so they've confirmed that Mystic Arts, which are like the super moves of the series, will return, and the combat includes a lot more like chain combos between the different characters in your party at the same time. So that's not entirely new, but there's a much bigger focus on it. But interestingly, so when you're actually out and exploring the world, the Tales games have been quite different in how they approach that stuff. And this one, your character can freely jump around and swim and exploring. So it seems like they're actually getting much more interactive environments and things like that. And apparently, it's a lot more seamless between battle and exploration. There's no victory screen anymore, which is interesting. I always like the good victory screen in these kind of games. But anyway, so pre-orders are available, and they've got a whole bunch of collector's editions. I did look at the collector's edition that EB Games currently have.
You getting it?
Get it for the podcast.
Honestly, I don't think it's worth the $300.
No, don't do it.
I don't think it's worth. Like, there was part of me, it's like, man, this is really good, but I'm
Save
not.
Your money.
But I don't think the statue that's there is particularly like cool. It's not if there was
Swinny, it's not $300. It's $400.
Okay, $400.
Has it gone up or?
Really? I thought it was.
I'm just checking it out. $399.95.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll fix that. Thanks
Maybe
for correcting me.
Actually, I highly doubt it'll happen.
You're right.
Yeah. With the collectors of
So are you more likely or less likely to get it now?
Well,
less likely now.
more likely. I would have paid more.
Hey, tell you what. With Cyberpunk, just on that note, I bought the collector's edition for like $450 or whatever it was.
Which
And now they're
is so
available for like
insane.
$250 or something.
No way, are they?
Yeah,
Shoot,
they've gone down by $200.
Oh,
but
ouch.
yeah, so that was a bit of a mistake. But anyway, I've seen the actual statue. I haven't opened mine yet because I'm too salty about it. But I've seen the actual statue, and it's really nice. Like, the quality is actually really good for a mass-produced statue thing. Really well painted. The guy actually looks like the character in the game. It's really, really good.
Because to be clear, you have a limited edition Xbox One X console and the Cyberpunk 2077 Xbox.
Yeah, can we not talk about that? I'm going to go.
It's like $1,000 worth of Cyberpunk.
So yeah, with this collector's edition with Tales of Arise, so the statue looks well made, but it just also looks really awkward. Like, it's going to take up a lot of space. So
of course they do. That's the point.
Look it up.
Yeah, but more so than most, because like the swords just look like they're massive. I'm just like, nah, you know what?
If you get it, you have to do an unboxing video. We'll post it on the channel.
Well, I'm not going to be getting it.
Just check if it fits in a Billy bookcase.
I'm not going to be getting it. It's not going to.
Get it and then return it to EB.
Wait.
Anyway,
Look, tell you what though. So I'm on the camp. I'm the good angel on your shoulder saying don't do this. But in saying that, now that I'm looking at the statue, it is kind of a cool looking statue.
It looks sick.
It is actually pretty sick.
Steelbook, Swinny, Steelbook.
Yeah. So if they had, they've got other versions, but none that kind of appeal to me. So
any with a Steelbook, you're a sucker for Steelbook.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm super pumped about this game.
Cool.
It's, as I said, Vesperia is one of my favorite games of all time. So really glad to finally be able to talk about it on the show.
So if someone's new to the Tales of series, or the Tales series as people call it, what's the best one to get into?
Look,
for a beginner.
Fortunately, with a couple of exceptions, the games are all standalone in their own universes, so you can pretty much jump in at any point. But I know that Tales of Xillia, for instance, was Zestiria was on special the other week. Check out the games when they go on special on PlayStation or Switch. Like Vesperia I will always say Vesperia. And everyone should play that game.
Okay.
So
on Switch.
Yes. So I've said that. I've talked about Vesperia so much on the show.
Yeah, I know.
I probably can't. I'll just be like broken record at this point. So
I always say that you always talk about it. That's why I thought Vesperia was the one that you're going to say.
I think Vesperia. I saw Vesperia's on special at the moment on most platforms. So at least on PlayStation, I think. So yeah. I cannot recommend that game enough.
And the last thing is, again, this game is built on Unreal Engine 4.
It looks good, man.
Unreal Engine 4 dominates Japan. It's crazy. Like, they do not use any other third-party engine apart from Unreal Engine 4. It's just unbelievable. Like, even Nintendo has games on Unreal Engine 4. Which, I don't know, it's just something about that in Japan.
I haven't seen much of this game, but man, it looks good.
It looks great. It looks awesome.
It looks really nice.
It looks awesome.
And the only thing I can say is... I would probably get the collectors because it looks like you get 4 exclusive cooking recipes.
Cooking's a huge part of the Tales games. I wouldn't say that's worth it for that. But
well, I don't know, man. I don't know. You don't know what they give you. Maybe like they give you lots of extra abilities and stuff. Worth $400.
All right. Well, we'll continue on talking about wasting money in the next segment. So.